this is Jilu and welcome to Jilu's Kitchen. This is my first attempt at recording a cooking video. And I'm going to start with one of the easiest recipes, which is a snickerdoodle cookie. Might as well start with a dessert, right? Okay. I know cooking can be a little intimidating, and trust me, I've been there. So hopefully with my step-by-step instructions and clear videos, it might be easy for anybody who wants to try cooking. So let's start with the dry ingredients first for baking. For that, we need 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So the measurement that I have in my hand is half a teaspoon. So here goes half and the other half. So that's 1 teaspoon. To that, we are going to add cream of tartar. And we need to add 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. So, like I said, half, 1, one and a half, and 2. And we make a mess like we do. Close that, put that on the side since we don't need that anymore. And we are going to add a little bit of salt to this. A little bit of salt cuts down on the sugar. So it's about half a teaspoon of salt that we need to add. So now we've done that. Now let's mix all the dry ingredients together and leave it to the side. So a sieve would be better. That way everything would be mixed properly and would make it a little bit more airy. But here in this case, we're just going to mix it by hand, and we are going to leave this mix of all-purpose flour, cream of tartar, baking soda, and salt, and leave it to the side. Now, we have the wet ingredients that we have to make. So I have 1 cup of butter, softened, which now I'm going to beat and cream it. And to this, I will add 2 eggs and 1.5 cups of sugar. So here, let me cream this together. Guys, it's winter time, so softening takes a little while. So hopefully I can get it together. Okay, now that the butter has been mixed a little bit, we're going to add 2 eggs to this, 1 at a time. And you want to make sure that you get the entire egg in there. So there we go. Beat this. And now we add the other egg. Oops. Like I said, got the entire egg, but not the eggshell. So let me just wash my hands. And I'm back. Start beating this egg again into the butter and slowly add the 1.5 cups of sugar. So basically what you're doing is trying to cream the sugar, butter, and the eggs together. Guys, As you can see, it's going to take a little time to get it all mixed well together because it's cold outside and the butter, even though it's softened to room temperature, it's not really softened. So hopefully we can get this mixed properly. It's still creaming the butter, the sugar, and the egg mixture. Now I have a spatula and I'm going to just clean the sides out so that everything is mixed properly. And it's one of those dangerous things, so please be very careful while trying to do that at home. So here, we have a pretty good mix. Now I'm going to use the same spatula and clean out the paddles of the egg beater. If you have a cake mixer, you can use that too. But I figured since it was just a cookie mix and not a major cake operation, I figured I could just use a egg beater. Let's take a break while I clean this out and we'll mix the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Okay, welcome back guys. Now that our butter, sugar, and the egg mixture is all creamed and mixed properly, now to that we are going to add our dry ingredients, which was the all-purpose flour, cream of tartar, a pinch of salt, and baking soda. So, and you don't want to over mix this. So we're going to take little by little and mix it using a spatula. And slowly keep turning the edges of the bowl. And if you're over adventurous, you can always use your hands to slowly mix it in. Because sometimes I think when you get your hands dirty into the cookie mix, the cookies turn out awesome. So there we go. Let me add the rest of it. I think I should take a wider spatula. It will make the mixing job a tad bit more easier. So there we go. Let me clean out the mini spatula. And since it's a cookie mix, the dough is not going to be overly, or it won't be loose like, not loose, but it won't be like the cake batter consistency. It will be a little bit more harder than that. A little bit more, won't be won't be like the cake batter, basically. That's what I wanted to say. So the mixing will get harder and harder as it goes on. There we go. I have the last of the dry ingredients in. And I think I'm going to take my own advice and finally use my fingers to mix the dry to the wet. And like you see, I'm still using a circular motion to do it because I don't want to over mix this and over work on the dough. Cookies, I believe, will turn out to be a little bit harder if I do that. So there we go. So while I mix this, guys, let me take a break. I'll come back to you. Okay guys, welcome back. Now that the cookie dough is mixed, let's make some cookies. So for that, Snickerdoodles have cinnamon sugar basically. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to take 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half and half, and we're going to add sugar to this mix. So this basically has no measurement. You can actually add a little bit of, you have more cinnamon than you actually have sugar, so you want to add more sugar to it, so to make it a nice cinnamony, sugary mix. And you want enough because this cookie dough is actually going to make about 4 dozen cookies. So there we go. And I think this mixture. So I'm going to add another half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of sugar. And we made this into a nice, yummy smelling cinnamon sugar. So there we go. We'll keep that on the side. Close the cinnamon, sugar, and I have a baking tray or a cookie tray with parchment paper already lined up, and I'm going to take about 1 inch. I'm going to lightly ball that up and roll it in cinnamon sugar and place it on your cookie tray. And this process continues. So this cookie dough will make about 3 to 4 dozen cookies. And it can be a little uneven. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. No cookie shape is actually perfect. So you make about 1 inch. Roll it. And keep it about 1 inch separated on this tray. And continue the process till all your cookie is made into a 1 inch bowl, a 1 inch ball, and dipped in cinnamon sugar. So let me fill this tray and we'll be back after a quick break. Okay guys, I'm almost done getting together the first cookie tray ready. I have about 15 of them, and before this show started, I actually had the oven preheated to 350 degrees. So I'm going to put this tray into the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, just long enough for it to be cooked through and golden brown on the top. So here we go. And while that bakes, I'm going to shape out the rest of the cookies and put it into the next cookie tray. So I'll be back once the cookies are done. Okay guys, it's about 10 minutes or so, and I took a little peek into the oven just to see if the cookies were done. And guess what? They are. So here we go. The first tray comes out. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Little cracks on top, the cinnamon sugar, and it smells so yummy. Well, I'm going to leave it here till it actually cools down before you can actually take a bite and say. But the smell, it's so yummy, it's scrumptious. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to my cooking channel. It's called Jilu's Kitchen, and enjoy the Snickerdoodles. Thank you.